Hey y'all, it's Indigo here. Wanted to share my thoughts on the Grand Arena, the 3 vs 3, and here's some counter teams that I've been using against some of the defenses my opponents put down. First up, if you had to fight a Bastila Jedi team, the counter is pretty simple. I use a Kira lead and then Emphas Nest. Mine has the Zeta. I don't think that it's required, but you don't need a third on there. All you do is put Kira lead, Emphas Nest, and then hit auto. What happens is my Kira here is gear 10 and she's unmodded, so I wasn't planning on using her. Then I found this counter and it worked like a charm. All that happens is she'll die, and then Emphas Nest has her bonuses. She gives Scoundrel allies 20% crit chance, and then every time they score a critical hit, they gain 10% protection. And since Emphas Nest is an attacker, she also gains plus 10% offense, up to 3 stacks of that. And then with Nest Unique, every time she strips a buff, she gains 2% critical damage and health steal for the duration of the battle. So you can see with the Bastila team, that with Grandmaster Yoda, there's so many buffs going around. Every time she counterattacks, hits, strips buffs, she's boosting up that crit damage. And so eventually she'll go around and just one-shot everybody. You can see here, Bastila's gone, GK's in the red. And so you just let Nest go to work. Pretty much the counters will kill everybody off. You can see here is 52 banners, not too bad. Next team I wanted to talk to you about would be the EP lead. I know a lot of people save this team for offense. I do, but if you have an opponent that likes to use it on defense, it can be a tricky team because of the shock and the stun, the math stun. If that gets to you, then the debuffs will start, and then EP Zeta lead, you know, every single debuff is going to end up giving turn meter to that team, and you may not get to go again. Well, here, since I'm not using my Bastila team on defense, this is a great place to use it for offense because of the extra tenacity and the start and protection that they get. You don't have to worry as much about being stunned. I mean, you can see here, I got stunned, but there's things you can do to cleanse the debuffs, basically, and get out of it. I mean, this team doesn't put up much of a fight. Like I said, I personally don't use it on defense, but if you go against somebody that doesn't know and they just send in a Wigs team, you know, you can turn around, get this team spun up, because they'll stun them or whatever, and there's no need for that. You'll lose banners needlessly. Here, I could have flipped the switch to auto and they would have probably done just fine. But I want to make sure I can try and get as much banners as I could and be efficient, because you don't know what your opponent's going to do. Here, 54 banners, perfect. The next team that I want to talk to you about is a common one that a lot of people have seen. It's a Jin lead Zeta with Chirrut and Baze. And that can be a difficult team if you depend on where it's at, if you don't have much left in the tank. Here, I went ahead and used Darth Vader, Zeta lead, and then the Dark Side Bastila and Shore Trooper. And I wanted him in there just for the pre-taunt and the heals, make sure he can take some of the damage, because depending on what happens, Jin can revive either of the two there, and the battle could drag on for a while. In this scenario, though, I used my Zeta lead. He's faster, so went ahead and put up the dots You want to do that before Chirrut can heal and get the tenacity up. So he puts up the dots, and then it's just a matter of attacking bays because I'm stuck behind the taunt, putting up debuffs, working down his protection, and, you know, the more dots you can put up, they're going to slowly eat away at him. And then sooner or later, though, he's going to be low enough that and have enough debuffs that you'll be able to drop a culling blade and be able to just one-shot him. You can see here he's getting lower, and I use Darkside Bastila a lot just for the stuns and shocks. I mean, she's a great one to use in this team. Even only 4 stars, gear 11, she's pretty viable. You can see Baze is gone, Jin's next, one shot. Once you start moving in for the killing moves. So here, Chirrut, nothing left. So many debuffs, he's gone. You want to try and win with as many banners as you can get. I mean, it may come down to a handful of banners. So that's why these teams are pretty good. 50 plus banners, 52 there. Next team is the Bossk Bounty Hunters. This team's kind of a pain. I've tried a couple different teams against them, and this one I really like. I use the First Order with Kylo Unmasked, Double Zeta. I got First Order Stormtrooper in there, and he's got a Zeta. And then First Order Executioner. This is a great team to use them on because they get so many buffs back that helps their healing and protection, and the advantage helps with the damage. What you want to do is probably they're going to have a Dengar. You can see on here they have Boba and Dengar. That's pretty common for the enemy team. So I take out Boba just because, you know, I don't want him to execute when they get a decent amount of buffs or whatever on them, or debuffs from thermal detonators if Dengar gets trigger happy. So get rid of Boba. More than likely Dengar will be stealth, so you can't really do much to him. But here you can just keep using KRU's ability to stun. Just keep Bossk stunned and keep working on him, getting that protection down. Executioner's going to keep building up, doing more and more damage as he goes on. Once you can get underneath that protection of Bossk, then it becomes a little bit easier. So you can see here, again, could have probably flipped it to auto, but I wanted to be efficient in my moves, see what I could do. So you can see there, Bossk gone, working on Dengar, doesn't take much here. He's done 54 banners. Great place to use this team for a counter. Next up, we have the similar team on defense. If your opponent puts them down, I know I was using them on defense for the first couple rounds. If you run up against that team, there's an easy counter. This is pretty efficient. Just use your Jedi Training Ray. I got R2 and BB-8 there. Both of those are double Zeta, even though my JTR only has the lead Zeta. Still a pretty efficient team. You want her to use the turn meter reduction, ability block, just wherever you need it. R2 can use his stealth, but he's really good in this team just for the stuns. You want him to be able to keep everybody stunned, not moving, only so you can get the max protection bonus. So here I use BB-8's. He's got the roll with the punches, so every time you call him to assist, then he'll turn around and either call JTR or call R2, do the most damage you can, and you're pretty much just working them down, and then if the battle even lasts till BB-8 gets Illuminated Destiny off, it's game over. You'll be buffed to the gills, and you can knock him out in one punch. So that's pretty much here. You can see Kylo's the only one left, and he's not even getting to go. Just keep damaging him with exposes and getting more turn meter. There goes ID, and it's game over. Debuff City, couple hits, done. Call BB-8, done. 53 banners, almost perfect. This last bit is, I call them the skeleton keys. It's your Revan team, your Treya team, and your CLS team. They're universal counters, so you can use them against anyone. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Y'all like and subscribe to my videos. I'll see you around. Thanks.